My Civility Boy Buckmeister, twice the nice that you are used to, Sharp Blamson, and today we are talking Static Season 1, issue number 3. So hi, if you're new here, my name is Buckmeister Cool from Meister Geek Media. I talk all sorts of geek media, from the comic books and the superheroes to the animes and the sci-fis and all of that cool stuff. So, if any of that sounds cool to you, please feel free to tickle that subscribe button and that bell button so you never miss a video. So issue number 3 is here, and I'm so excited to say this. We finally got some jokes. We got some jokes. Now, are they stellar jokes? The jokes are pretty good. They're not like phenomenal. Like I still, again, I think a lot of people misinterpret the whole thing of making characters way too serious when they're dealing with serious situations, because the old book had some of the most serious situations that you could find yourself in if you were in that, scenario and all of that stuff. There was some real serious situations, but Virgil was able to rise above the seriousness of those situations, or at least add a lot of levity to them, which is what made him DC Spider-Man. So I'm glad that they're starting to incorporate more of that into this book, because for the past 2 issues, Virgil has been very angry, he's been very emo, he's been very, and I understand why they went that route. But the Virgil that I know, even though he's depressed or he's dealing with the sadness and everything, he would still use humor to deflect. And like, his brand of humor is way different from Spider-Man, or way different from somebody like an Iron Man or whatever. Like, his brand of humor is it's unique to him. So it's nice to finally see some of that shine through here. And they've got some more comedic moments as well in between the family and everything. I really, it's finally starting to shape up to look like the Static that I fell in love with, and I'm excited for that. Like, please keep doing more of that. Like, let's not be too super serious with a super serious tone. Like, let's balance it out, and let's have the seriousness and the levity that Static brought, because that was one of the things that made his character fun. Static is a fun character. Static usually rises above the darkness that he's in, which what makes him unique in the Milestone universe and in the DC universe. He rises above that type of thing. It's not like with Dick Grayson or any one of the Robins, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Damian Wayne. It's not like those things where like they make crack jokes, but they don't rise above the darkness so much. Maybe Nightwing, but like, yeah, Virgil would be like, he'd be like a shining light in a very dark time, or he'd be like a shining light in a very dark scenario, and you would feel it, like the way he be talking his jokes, the way he be talking his smack, talking his ish. And they finally brought some of that back, and I was so excited to see it, man. You don't understand. Virgil to me is one of those characters where when the going gets tough, he gets funnier, and I love that. So thank you for bringing some of that back. So every iteration of Virgil's dad has been pretty stellar. I've never seen a bad iteration of his dad. Like in the original books, his dad was just a guy who was just a black dude working a job and everything, giving Virgil like really good advice and everything, and being a very good father to Virgil. But there was nothing like physically imposing about him. Then you get to the cartoon, and he's this, I forget what his job was in the cartoon, but it was like something very pedestrian, but way more academic than I think it was in the original book. And then you get to this version, and this version is a paramilitary martial artist. There's a lot of things going on with his dad, but his dad is still a fantastic dad. And yeah, this iteration of his dad I really like as well. I haven't seen a bad iteration of Virgil's dad, or Virgil's parents, to be honest. I haven't seen a bad iteration. I mean, the cartoon, his mom was an EMT who got killed, unfortunately, but like, yeah, in this they're also really good as well. So yeah, I'm really liking, like, issue 3. I think is my favorite issue so far. I think it's because it's developing to a story point, and it's bringing back more things that I really liked about the character. Speaking of the original Static book, we do get references galore. We get a huge reference to the old Static, the old Static comic books with the classical suit and everything. And I know there's a couple of fans who were like, me, they should have gone with the cartoon, me. It's like, dude, Static can have multiple suits. It's fine. It may come up, but I don't know why you want to be whining about it. Like, let the book play out. Like, again, as much as I have complaints about this book, because I do have some, I'm still letting it play out. I'm not understanding why, because you're not writing the book, you're not drawing the book, so I don't understand why you have all these, they should do this and they should do that. I know it sounds hypocritical what I'm saying, but basically what I'm saying is, I can wait for this to play out, and the stuff that they do well, I'm gonna talk about it. The stuff that I don't enjoy, I will mention it, but I'm not gonna try and direct the way this book should go. They should write the story that they're writing, and we'll judge it based on that. But I think if you're coming with your own preconceptions, and again, I know how this sounds, but as I'm saying, I know what Static I fell in love with. I do want to see more of that Static, but this creative team is going to do what they're going to do, and it should be that way. And, we can criticize it and move on. So relax, maybe the suit will show up. Maybe it won't. It'll be okay either way, okay? There's this character called Darius that I'm really enjoying. Darius is really cool. And I'm loving his contribution to this story. It's a very, very good character in my personal opinion, and I want to see more of him. This is a great job, Darius. Hotstreak is up to more nefarious schemes, and that's the thing that bothers me a little bit about how they did issue 1 and issue 2, particularly issue 1, because the situation that's coming up in this book is referring to that situation, and there's legit no real way to write around it, or that I can see. Maybe they'll pull a rabbit out of a hat or something, but for me, it was just you see, that's why I didn't want you to do what you did in issue number 1, because now this is a problem. And also, if you're dealing with somebody the person that you're dealing with alongside Hotstreak, things will go bad. Things will go bad, and that will lead to a very easily exploitive situation. And it's just I don't know how y'all gonna write this, but take care then, because you set up these stakes and they are high, but I felt like they were just a little bit unnecessary. But hey, that's just me. Maybe other people are enjoying it. Again, I'm curious to see how Virgil gets out of this situation. It's comic books, but, I would like some sort of plausibility. That's just me. That's all I'm saying. I get that we're in this era of secret identities not being important, which they still are. But, the family knowing the secret identity, great. Have no issue with that. The family knowing, fantastic. Mwah. The villains knowing, that's a problem. And I'm just why would you want that problem? Spider-Man No Way Home is talking about that. For the Far From Home was also talking about that. The whole thing of, secret identities not being taken seriously. It bothers me just a little bit. So I don't know. That's just me. And I feel stories need to start reining that in, because they keep doing this a lot. And it's just okay, we get it. The secret identity is out. How many times are we gonna do this? But anyway, I still think it's a good book. I still think they did a good job on this particular issue. This is my favorite issue of the Static run so far, and it can only go up from here, I feel, in my opinion, so far. So, what do you think, Meisterville? Let me know in the comment section down below. Have you been reading Static Season 1? How do you feel so far? And are you an OG Static fan? Or have you been a long-time Static fan? Is this your first Static book? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very interested to find out. Look at that! You made it to the end of the video. You are spectacular. Now, if you really like this video, I got another one up here. I got a playlist down there, and I got an icon you can click on to subscribe. Remember to ring the bell if you do subscribe, and I'll see you all in another video, because Meisterman's got to be out. Peace!